or acknowledge that statements are true, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
I became affiliated with YSL around 2016. Is that true as it pertains to you, Mr. Kitchens?
Yes, ma'am.
YSL is a music label and a gang, and you have personal knowledge that members or associates of YSL have committed crimes in furtherance of the gang.
Yes, ma'am.
You were present when law enforcement officers stopped a vehicle in which you were present along with Jeffrey Williams, wherein hydrocodone, methamphetamines, and a firearm were recovered. These items did not belong to you.
Yes, ma'am.
And do you acknowledge the following statement? I recognize, accept, and deeply regret that my talent and music indirectly furthered YSL the gang to the detriment of my community. YSL as a gang must end. Is that your statement or acknowledgement?
Yes.
Minutes. Atlanta rapper Gunna walked out of the Fulton County Jail. The rapper, whose real name is Sergio Kitchens, entered a negotiated guilty plea, what's known as an Alford plea, allowing him to also maintain his innocence. Gunna was in jail on racketeering and conspiracy charges, part of a large gang indictment that includes rapper Young Thug and other alleged members of YSL or Young Slime Life gang.
There are two individuals that need further case study. Number one is Sergio Kitchens, and the other one will be revealed tomorrow. Because the way that it looks, I'm going to be fair, square, obvious, and honest. It looked like these cats were set up from Jump Street. Do I think Young Thug knew about Gunna and getting his plea deal? No, I don't. I think once DK was the first one to say, we good, then I think everybody else was like, damn, it's over. But Brian Steele, over a year ago, really laid it out. Gunna should have never been on that RICO. Check it out.
Well, you know I'm ready to handle the business and go sit down if I got to about any one of y'all on my mama. What the prosecution leaves out is the next line by Mr. Huey, where Mr. Huey writes, but I don't even know if this is true or not. And Jeffrey writes, have you spoken with Gunna or Sergio Kitchens? And Mr. Huey responds, yes. And what they're talking about, if you remember, right before COVID of 2020, Jeffrey is telling Mr. Huey, get those people to return those beats. Those beats are not ever coming back. They're lost. That is proprietary information. That is valuable art. God, that's keening the private conversation. Mr. Williams, this is Mr. Williams and Mr. Huey. And Mr. Huey wrote what I read before the Honorable Judge Glanville wrote. You know, I'm ready to handle the business and go sit down if I got to about any one of y'all, my mama. And the next line that's omitted is Mr. Huey saying, but I don't know if it's true or not. And then Jeffrey Williams responding, have you spoken with Gunna, who's Mr. Kitchens, a well-known performer? And Mr. Huey saying yes. And this relates back to March of 2020, right before COVID. And Jeffrey Williams is telling Mr. Huey, you know the people who took the property of Mr. Durham, known as Turbo, who works closely with, is one-on-one with Sergio Kitchens. Mr. Huey is not in well graces with Sergio Kitchens. Sergio Kitchens holds a grudge against Mr. Huey this time. And Mr. Huey is writing here before this, I need money to support my family. I want to work for the business. This is a big business that Jeffrey has. There are people who make the flight arrangements, book the buses, carry the bags, pack all the equipment, get the restaurants, the hotels, work in the studios, work on promotion, These are a lot of people that he employs. And the record label that he works with. He works with a publicly traded record label. And Jeffrey says, he was asking, can I have a job? And Jeffrey says, Mr. Hughes, like, I'll sit down. For any one of y'all, on my mama, I don't know if this is true or not. Meaning he's saying, I don't have the information that Mr. Kitchen wants. And Jeffrey's response is what I told him. If you speak with Gunna or Sergio Kitchens, yes. That's the conversation.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
D, I will commit no criminal acts. 4, defendant's acknowledgments. A, all statements below are truthful. 1, I became affiliated with YSL around 2016. 2, YSL is a music label and a gang. I have personal knowledge that members or associates of YSL have committed crimes in furtherance of the gang. 3, I was present when law enforcement officers stopped a vehicle that I occupied with Jeffrey Williams, wherein hydrocodone, methamphetamines, and a firearm was recovered. Those items did not belong to me. 4, I recognize, accept, and deeply regret that my talent and music indirectly furthered YSL the gang to the detriment of my community. YSL as a gang must end. B, if I violate this plea agreement, the district attorney can and will use this statement during any judicial proceeding. C, any violation of this plea agreement may result in a full revocation of my suspended sentence. Page 2 of 3. Plea agreement for Sergio Kitchens. D, no promises, agreements, or conditions have been entered into other than those set forth in this document, and none will be entered into unless memorialized in writing and signed by all parties. E, I am entering this guilty plea pursuant to North Carolina versus Alford. I, Sergio Kitchens, have very carefully reviewed this agreement. I fully understand this agreement. No promises other than those contained in this letter have been made to me in furtherance of this agreement. I freely, knowingly, and voluntarily enter into this agreement without force, threat, or coercion. See that signature? Sergio Kitchens, defendant, 12/14/2022. Don Sam. Now, there's another sparking debate of if Gunna's a snitch or not. And I'm going to give y'all this caveat. If Young Thug beats the charges and all that, then Gunna's not a snitch. But if Young Thug is found guilty, ultimately, Gunna is a snitch because what you did basically gave fodder for the damn DA's office. It just is what it is. When you say you have personal knowledge of people committing crimes for YSL and YSL is a gang, all right, that's what it is. Now, if I'm Gunna, I'm going to argue this. And I'm not saying he's going to sit down with me, do no interview and anything like that. But if I'm Gunna, I'm going to say this. Is being in a gang illegal? No, it's not. But acknowledging that there's a gang when everybody's trying to say YSL isn't a gang is going directly against what we already have. So that's the part that people never bring up anymore. Why? I don't know. So it is what it is. But Gunna got set up. That whole entire thing that they were talking about, essentially, as far as Marquavius Huey and Gunna and all that stuff, bruh, that really ain't nothing about nothing. Basically, all that was said was, bruh, I wouldn't even do nothing like that. Y'all know, bruh, I sit it down for y'all, blah, blah, blah. He's basically saying, I'm here to fellowship and brotherhood with y'all. Bruh, I'm with you guys, no matter what. Wrong, right, or indifferent. And Mr. Huey is standing on that right now, actually. So shout out to him. But at the end of the freaking day, bruh, nah, man, hell nah. I ain't gonna hold you. The fact that Gunna was painted as the number 2 person was literally because, in my opinion, this is all opinion, was because he was the most popping person on that label other than Young Thug. They had to bring him in. This is not about justice or anything like that. This is about these young black men getting money. Y'all got to remember, the label that they're assigned to is publicly traded, which means you can buy stocks. You ever heard of that before? So the fact that they're working for a publicly traded company, there's one of a couple of things, and y'all can go back and look and be like, oh, damn, that's crazy. Look at Murder Inc. Murder Inc. was one of the biggest labels, and we're working in a building and under a label that was very well funded by some tycoons and bosses and millionaires. What ends up happening? They end up getting kicked out. Their money gets screwed over. It F's them out of future deals. So that's one of the things that happened, and I believe this is the exact same play that is being ran. Because at the end of the day, you cannot tell me that, hey, we get pulled over. It's only me and Young Thug in the car, but it's really 3 people. Y'all don't bring up the last person because he took the rap for everything. So what the hell that got to do with us? Imagine, if you will, me, you, your cousin in the car rolling, and your cousin got a gun on him illegally, and we ain't got nothing, and your cousin also got some pills on him and all that stuff, and we don't have nothing on us. They catch him with all that stuff. He says it's mine, but somehow we still get in trouble. That's one of the conspiracies against Sergio Kitchens at the time. Then another, oh, well, Gunna ain't rocking with you, bruh, because your people stole his people's beats and all that stuff in this computer and stole his car. Because them is people that you cool with. And you say, bruh, nah, I ain't had nothing to do with that. I don't even know what the hell they on. I don't know what they doing and all of that stuff and everything like that, bruh. That hell nah. But here's where they screwed Young Thug over on that and Gunna on that, because basically they said, Young Thug said, man, you don't return that stuff, you don't die. Now, that sounds bad as hell. And that part, that's on Brian Steele. He get paid the millions to make that work out. But you could say, hey, bro, you know how people are about their things. And then somebody will kill you if you take their shit. Could say that. Now, that's some harsh-ass language. But Cuz never die. And Turbo never gets his shit back. So there's that. But just the illusion or the threat of it is what makes this a part of the conspiracy. So I'm not going to say it's misrepresented facts, but only other 2 things are 100% misrepresented. And that's the shit that Miss Love has been pulling from jump. And it's weird because this is such a bad case. I'm not familiar with how they want to trickle down all this shit, but FANI WILLIS should be here. She should be trying this case as well. She should be getting her goddamn feet wet and her goddamn knuckles bruised from punching and beating on this case as well. Because you're leaving it to people like Hilton. I just put out that video, Destroyed Our Own Argument. I'll pin it in the comments for yesterday. And now we're sitting here looking like. So when I look at what happened to Gunna, a.k.a. Sergio Kitchens, he got screwed over, bro. He got set up, man. This was all a money ploy on Gunna. I'm not going to say Cuz ain't cut like that, ain't built like that or anything like that. But I think that man was set up with that plea deal. I think that man was set up being arrested. And I think that man was set up to sit up here and alienate him from everybody else and make him look at his own self-interest. But at the same time, his own self-interest was to get out and make money. And with that being said, hey, he didn't get out and make no goddamn money as far as the millions and millions he probably would have gained had he sat it down. So I think they did that for a personal image attack. And I hate to say it, I've been used as a pawn to push that BS as well. Not on purpose, not me on purpose, but, well, not under my own volition, should I say. But either way it go. As far as the street go, hell nah, bruh. We not finna sit up here and say that these niggas is a gang, knowing good and damn well we're trying to say they're not a gang. And knowing good and damn well that anybody that was acting stupid around Young Thug at the time was absolutely getting removed. Like, bro, you can't, you making it hot. You messing it up for everybody. So when it boils down to it, what's your thoughts on this? Do y'all think Gunna was set up? Do y'all think, well, shit, Gunna was around these cats, he should have known better? Or are y'all the mindset like me, like, bro, hold on, man, this is all messed up. He should have never been in there. And I hate to say it, bro. If we gonna tell the truth, him taking that plea deal for himself specifically, I get it. Would I have done it? Hell no. But I'm not doing it for anything other than I know exactly what the hell other people are going to say. Even if I'm of the belief that it's not going to do it. Because it's not going to harm the damn case. But in my mind, and how I operate and how I see things, shit, hell nah, bruh. This here is bad. But maybe I'm wrong, or maybe I got it right. Y'all let me know your thoughts. Next video will be dropping tomorrow around the same time. So I'll catch you on the next one.